So I'm out of breath. Just climbed up this monumental hill. The camera won't give it justice. Just the edge of the day to be safe. Walked away from down there. I just quit smoking. Give you an idea how deep these mines are. Down by the car there's an Adit down there. You can go in, it's flooded, so no the public can go in there. So I've been here once before, guys. I lost the footage. To edit it, and this was history. Anyway, so this is the one for today. I didn't have much to do because about filming. This is the one you can see today. Hope you enjoy, guys, and see you inside. Burnt glass is probably best known for its occurrence of pyromorphite. Pyromorphite is a mineral consisting of chloride and phosphate of lead, typically occurring as green, yellow or brown crystals in the oxidized zones of lead deposits. The mine worked on a number of occasions from 1882 to 1916 and was developed on 2 veins. Practically nothing had been done here until Edward Evans of the nearby village made trials which preceded a report published by Edmund Spargo in March 1889. A upper number 1 Adit had by that time been commenced as a crosscut towards 2 parallel loads outcropping on the hilltop. But productions did not really begin until the 1909 under the Scottish Cardigan Company. Burnt glass proved very rich for a few years, and 1,240 tonnes of lead ore and 99 tonnes of zinc ore were returned by the end of 1916. An unusual feature was a underground headframe and cages in the deep Adit for access to the now flooded lower levels. The surviving concrete walls and foundations now indicate the relatively modern nature of the workings in relationship to the other mines in Mid Wales, and the site is intersected by a tramway, defunct before production got into its stride. The main workings is only accessible by extremely experienced cavers with training and proper safety equipment, as you will see later in the video those reasons why. On this video I'd lost some footage, so from 0 to 6 minutes we have very early footage from the channel, and from 6 minutes to 16 minutes we have slightly better footage from later on in the channel, and after the 16 minutes we're up to the recent footage. So here we have the flooded winds. Water's crystal clear. We have a windlass right in front of us, remains, when the Adit continues. I've never looked down the flooded winds. You see the timberwork going down the side of the ribs of the winds. Continuing through the Adit. You see the Adit's very high as they were following the ore. We look down the little hole will be underneath that shortly now. Look down a sub-level where they've cleared out all the ore. Jump down these very small original ladder. See, they've cleaned out the ore, small little stope. See if this goes anywhere. Stops there. We didn't find any more ore back there. Climb down this small step ladder. Bit of backfill here. We were just looking down through that small hole early on, which is right above us now. This sub-level didn't go far, so we head back up to the main drift. Quick look at the step ladder. Back up we go. This is the original ladder to the mine. See the metal runs on it. Continue pushing forward. Clean out all the ore here. It looks as if they've tried going left and right. Find as much of the ore as they could. Clean a big pocket out here as well. Have a look up this ladder. So have a quick look up, see what's just a pocket they've cleaned out. But we had to check it in case it went anywhere. Quick look down the ladders. Back down we go. Back the way we came. head back towards the main Adit now. So have a quick look of they followed the vein and cleaned it out. Some of the timber still on the side. This level's a bit like a maze. In places you can still see the timber ties on the floor. The rails would have been fixed too. Back to the main haulage level. Looking in by the interesting stuff will come when we come to the manway. Stack of deads to our left. See where I stack the waste rock to save taking it all out. Through the drips. See the timber tie still on the floor again. Can get turned around in this mine very easily. Quick look at the flooded winds again as we got a little bit turned around ourselves. Looking out to the portal. Fantastic timbers above us. A little stope above it, they've cleaned out the ore. And this is why the mine's so dangerous. There's a false floor in front of us and a flooded stope below, and that drift continues on that way. There is no way of getting across unless you want to swim. And have a quick look at the timbers again. It's always special to see the timbering. And here we come to the interesting stuff. This is where our proper exploring journey begins. So we'll get our kit ready and we'll head down here shortly. There's 2 platforms, so we can see the one platform down there. So we're doing our last minute preparations. We've already been down with the ropes. Just do my final checks. Just making sure we've got everything we need. And plenty of spare lighting. And down we start going. Do not copy anything you see on this channel. Down we go. So we now begin our way down to the number 2 level, or deep Adit. Come to the first platform. So we'll jump on the next ladder, squeeze ourselves down with our bag as well, which is quite difficult, that section. You can see all the staining on the sides of the manway, sorry. Just come down to the second platform now. And the next ladder is all wood, so this is the not so friendly ladder. You see the wear marks in the ends of the ladder. That's from all the walking up and down the ladders. And we've just reached the sub-level. See an old ladder to your left there. Original to the mine. And right in front of us we'll look up the ladders from below. Look at the ladder again on the side to your left. And to our right is the frame of a wheelbarrow. It's always special to see these. These are so rare to see. A stack of deads again to your right. Some metal and wood scraps on the floor there. Some tin sheeting to redirect the water away from the miners' heads while they're working down here. Some fantastic miners' graffiti in front of us. SCMC. Couldn't quite read it all. We head back past a stack of deads again. Past the wheelbarrow and the ladder on the floor. Past the ladders we came down. Some more scraps of wood on the floor. So now we head through this tiny hill crawl space, and from this point onwards only experience cavers with very experienced SRT experience. Now we're looking into the top of a stope, so we're at the very top of a stope at the moment, looking down. Stope is a big cavern where they've mined out all the ore, so there's a big drop to the very bottom of this stope. Have a look with the better torch. So you can see the edge of a ladder, and just beyond that you can see the edge or the overhang of a rock. So we'll just get our kit ready to get on the ropes. So the ladder we just seen is held up by that old chain. Just getting our last preparations ready before we hook onto the rope. We clip ourselves in and get ready for the descent. We can use this loose ladder at the very top here. We're just doing our final checks, our gear. Now we're going to try and squeeze through this tiny hole with our bargain gear. It's quite difficult. So we are now in the top of the stope, at the very top. So we've got this ladder to get past. Quick look down. Always checking our surroundings for any loose rock. And we're just doing our last little bit towards the overhang. Quite a difficult section to get back up over the overhang. Have a look around the stope. Can just about see the bottom. One last look up to the top of the stope before we go off the edge of the overhang. See the timbers high up the stope. The platform up in the corner where the miners would have worked off. So we're slowly making our way down into the stope. Made a little difficult with all the water coming down over you. See the remains of the timbers on the bottom. The timbers would have gone all the way up to the top of the stope. But you can see the ladders have fallen down since. See the old ladders which have dropped from the top of the stope. Try and get around this big boulder that's come down, which was probably caused all the timbers to come down. We got a little bit wet on the way down. The rain, the water coming down is quite a bit. It's quite deceiving on camera. See the old timbers there, propping up the ceiling. Not really doing much now. You don't see this in the recent videos. But we have to clear the camera lens quite often via high humidity underground and with all the spray of the water. Huge stope. Another timber. Look back at the ladders and where we came from. High above the light. We'll have to make our way through this jungle of collapsed timbers and rubble. See the timbers, some of them still in situ. Most of them have come down, unfortunately. Maze of bits of ladders that once would have gone to the very top. More timbers. See the debris all on the floor here from high up in the stope. Bits of rail sticking up there as well. And have a look at the timbers above us. Maze of timbers all jumbled up and rails. It's a good chance this section is could well be a backfilled stope below us. We'll climb over all this debris. Have a look at the timbers again. Fantastic wheelbarrow in front of us. We'll get a better look on the way out. And a load of debris has come down from above. We'll get the first glimpse of the fantastic headframe and cages. Which would have gone down to the lower levels below us. See the steel sheets above to direct the water away from where they're working. We'll have a quick look at these two adits before having a good look at the headframe, cages and artefacts in here. Thumbs up, but we've made it down to this spectacular part of this mine. So let's check these two adits out. Some more metal work left on the side here. So this one on the left is just a short one, a trial. See if we're looking for the ore. See the quartz above us. Part of an old bottle. Check this Adit out. Quite a bit of water coming in from this one. See the hangers on the left side. Some fuse wire. Stack of deads to our right here. Metal bar to the right on the floor. Looks like what would have been a muck sheet. Something to the left, we'll check it out on the way back. Continuing on. Some more timbers on the right. Some cool colours coming through. I always enjoy seeing the colours come through the rock. And the little formations hanging off the back of the mine. The Adit. Fantastic colours, little formations on the floor, spectacular. Stunning colours. like honeycomb in structure and shape. Spoil of waste rock. A little box set to the right of the screen. Could well be a diamondite box. Let's clamber over this spoil heap just to make sure there's no artifacts hiding. Gotta check out every nook and cranny. There's a box again. Fantastic artifact. You know, all these cool artifacts on the table left behind from the miners. Concrete pad for some machinery. Some more timbers. Chain. Another look at this spectacular headframe. Stunning, this is. It's quite an experience to come down and to see this. And that sledge is a form of communication to the top of the, to the bottom, sorry. So, this is one of the cage. They would have pushed the ore cart into it, and it would have been lifted from the bottom levels up to here, pushed off and taken out of the mine. Even the gates are still on it. The latch for the gate. See the rails where you would have pushed the cart onto it. Another box there. And you can see the water in the shaft. One more last look at this spectacular headframe. Not many come to see this. Just checking around, see the wires hanging down where the lighting will be. See the pulley up the top there and a wire rope. Look at the cage. And this is where I stopped to take in this special moment of my lunch and take all this in. one last look before we head back out. So I'm going to go back through this and have one quick look up here on the way out, just in case there's a sub-level up here or any artifacts hiding. Just a load of timbers. I'm led to believe that you would have been able to come in from the lower level Adit 2 into here, but it's blocked. So we're heading out slowly over debris, and one last look at this special wheelbarrow. They don't make wheelbarrows like they did back then. Spectacular to see. I'll clamber back over all this debris and have a quick look up at the stope. I couldn't see any artifacts lying around here, apart from the ladders that would have gone to the top of the stope and back out through the manway. So have a quick look up again, see the timbers. The jumbled up mess down here now. So the beams are falling from the stope. We don't film going back up the ropes, so we have a quick look roughly where we gotta go back, all the way back up to the top and beyond the reach of the light. So we're back above now on Adit 1, higher up the hill. Quick look at the false floor again. Look back at the manway, and we're heading back out. So when we come out of this number 1 Adit, we jump back in time and check out number 2 Adit, the deep Adit. Which is one of the earlier footage. I lost the recent footage of that. So I've added the old footage in just to give you a perspective of the number 2 Adit, or deep level. So we come out of number 1 Adit now, and we'll transport ourselves to the deep Adit. So portal number 1 Adit. And now we're into the deep level. So this would have gone to the headframe, I believe, when the mine was in use. But there are now 1 partial collapse and 1 total collapse. So we're gonna go nice and steady in here, as the water is very deep. I have tried to come here several times in recent months, at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023, to refilm this and to go through the flooded part where we can't get through at this point in this video. But in recent times the water's been too high. The last time I came here I couldn't even wade this part of the Adit. So I've got to wait for summer to come back to push through to the end of the Adit and show you some special artifacts which we don't see in this video, unfortunately. So in the distance we can see a partial collapse. Which will make our way too slowly through this deep water. Just about see the partial collapse there. Unfortunately the water, the other side of the collapse is too deep at the moment. We're just about making it to the first collapse. See the rubble has come down. Let's see, I believe that's the remains of an old chute. So gotta crawl on your belly now to get through this partial collapse. Apologies for a shaky camera. Very difficult to crawl on your belly and hold the camera. And we do not want to disturb any loose material or the timbers above us, like that timber in front of us. 110% do not want to disturb the material. You do not want that to collapse behind you while you're inside. Even though we got trusted persons and people of a live location, what time we're going in, what time we expected out. So we've just made it through the collapse, and unfortunately this side of the collapse the water is too deep. It's over our chest waders. There are some spectacular artifacts to be seen at the end of this Adit where the collapse is. So there will be a follow-up video when we find that the water's gone down enough, but it'll just be a short video. We did test the water out, but it got to the top of our waders too quickly, so we had to turn back. I'm keeping an eye on the water levels, so as soon as it goes down enough, we'll get a short video to show you. So I won't show you going back through the belly crawl. Oh, you're coming with us. We managed to get back through the partial collapse. See the portal in the distance. one last look of the old chute on the partial collapse, and the metal hangers on the hanging wall. See one in front of us there. Quick look at the metal hanger there. Imagine this is my old lighting and camera. This is poor lighting. But you imagine the miners working back in candlelight. The early miners. When they work by candlelight, it would be less light than this. It's crazy to think. And some of the miners would have been working in the dark. The early miners that would have been hand chiseling the holes for the dynamite. One guy would have been holding the bar and the other would have been sledging, and they would have done it in darkness a lot of the times. So we're just about back to the portal, back to daylight. It's always great when you see daylight after a big explore. So just before we finish the video with some spectacular mid-Wales scenery, I would like to thank you all for watching the video from the start to the end. I'd like to thank all your support, your awesome comments, and thank you for being awesome. So I'll stop yakking now and let you enjoy the last few minutes of scenery, and we'll see you on the next crazy mad adventure. So thank you again, and take care, and thank you.